Good morning. Hello, please anyone respond? Hello, please respond anyone? Hello, anyone please respond? Are you getting my voice? Hello, please unmute yourself. Hello, anyone please respond? Hello, please unmute yourself. Are you getting my voice? Hello, number 30. Are you? Hello, 30. Hello, anyone please respond through chat. Hello, please unmute yourself. Please respond. Hello. Hello. Number 30, 68. Hello, 30. Hello, 30, 68, 797. A1, A2, 305.
సార్
ఏం సార్ ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు? నా వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందమ్మా?
వినపడుతుంది సార్.
ఓకే, స్క్రీన్
కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
ఓకే అమ్మా, థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఏంట్రా ముందు నుంచి నడుస్తుంటే కనీసం రెస్పాండ్ కూడా అవ్వట్లేదు. Okay, we are in ultrasonics in NDT. Okay, already we have discussed about the principles of ultrasonics and other concepts. And today we will discuss about. Today I will explain about ultrasonic equipment and ultrasonic methods and various factors affecting the ultrasonic test. Okay. Still joining, only 31 members. Sir, start preparation. Now you are in second sem. You have very less time. Okay. Anytime you have mid examinations. So be ready. Don't waste your time, your valuable time. Okay, today we will explain about ultrasonic equipment. What kind of equipment is required for conducting the ultrasonic test? Okay, we have different methods. Based on method, our equipment may varying a little bit. Okay, now we see the equipment required for conducting the pulse echo method, for conducting ultrasonic test in pulse echo method. Okay, these are the elements. Here you can see the elements required for conducting the ultrasonic method in pulse echo method. What are the elements? Here pulse generator, and the second one is transmitter receiver unit. See this diagram, block diagram. Okay, it shows the required elements for conducting the ultrasonic test in a pulse echo method. Here we required a pulse generator, transmitter and receiver unit, synchronizer, sweep generator, amplifier, transducer. This is the testing material. Okay, this is the cathode ray tube CRT for displaying the echoes. Okay, this is the one typical display of the CRT display. Here in on CRT display, you can see the sawtooth wave. Based on these echoes, you can identify the defects under the object. Here in CRT, you know the construction of CRT, but here I am not trying to explain the CRT construction. You have already learned the construction of CRT in previous classes. Okay. Now this is the CRT. CRT have two types of plates, X plates and Y plates for controlling the electronic beam. Okay, that electronic beam creates some display on the CRT tube. Okay, you know that. Here these are the X plates. X plates are connected. Sorry, these are the X plates. These X plates are connected to the sweep generator, and Y plates are connected to the amplifier. One is grounded and the second one is connected to the amplifier. These are the main elements required for conducting the pulse echo method. What are that? Pulse generator, synchronizer, sweep generator, amplifier, transducer, and transmitted and receiver unit, and CRT. Okay. Now we see the purpose of the different elements in the this equipment. First one is pulse generator. What is the use of pulse generator? Okay. What are the pulses? Here pulses means we are generating sound waves in terms of short pulses. You know that. Okay. Our main motto of this ultrasonics system is to create the ultrasonic waves. For that purpose, first the main function of the pulse generator is it it acts in two ways. Okay, the main purpose is two purposes are there. First purpose is it energizes the piezoelectric crystal. Pulse generator, the purpose of the pulse generator is, the first purpose is it energizes the piezoelectric crystal. Okay, if you energize the piezoelectric crystal, automatically that piezoelectric crystal creates vibrations. You know that. Okay, already I explained the effect of piezoelectric effect in previous classes. You know that. Okay, the first two purpose of pulse generator to energize this piezoelectric crystal. Okay, second one, it triggers the time-based circuits. It triggers the time-based circuits. Means it triggers the unit sweep generator. It triggers the unit sweep generator. Sweep generator is nothing but this time-based circuit. The main purpose of the time-based circuit is to create the sawtooth wave. Creates the sawtooth wave on the CRT screen. Okay, these are the main purpose of the pulse generator. It energizes the piezoelectric crystal. Second one, it triggers the time-based circuit. Okay, for creating the wave on the CRT. These two things are done with the help of pulse generator. Okay, so main what is going in pulse generator? Simply the short pulses are generated by this pulse generator. Okay, short pulses means the pulses with in microsecond duration. Nearly we got 50 pulses per second. For each second, we can get 50 pulses. Okay, means the time required for generating a pulse is nearly microseconds. That's why it is called short pulses. Okay, here this frequency 50 pulses per second is the frequency of the pulse generator. This is also called as pulse rate frequency, PRF. Okay, this frequency is called pulse rate frequency. Okay, these pulses, if you give these pulses here to the piezoelectric crystal, it creates vibration in the piezoelectric crystal. That vibration is nothing but ultrasonic wave. Okay, and what is the second part? Transmitter and receiver unit. Okay, we have to transmit the sound waves into the material or object, and at the same time we have to receive the ultrasonics from the object. Okay, after penetrating into the object, again those waves are reflected. Okay, those reflected waves also have to receive the reflected waves also. So we need two elements here, transmitter and receiver. In pulse echo system, one transducer itself is act as receiver and transmitter. Means same device, same unit is used for transmitting the ultrasonic waves and receiving the ultrasonic waves. What happened in transmitter and receiver unit? Simply this transmitter creates voltage pulse. Okay, is which is applied to the crystal and transducer. You know, crystal this excitation of voltage pulses creates damped vibrations in the crystals. Okay, next synchronizer. What is the synchronizer? Okay, here we have to synchronize the CRT, means which is used for seeing the defects under the object in display. Okay, by with the help of CRT, we have to synchronize this CRT with crystal vibrations. Okay, for that purpose we are using synchronizer, because the basic pulse ecosystem, the time taken by sonic waves to travel a specified material thickness is compared with the time taken by the pulse to travel a known distance between the X plates of the CRT. Okay, here what we are synchronizing? We are synchronizing the time taken by the sound waves in the material. At the same time, time taken by the pulse to travel a known distance between the X plates. X plates means, you know, these are the X plates of the, these two are the X plates of the CRT. Okay, the electron beam is traveling through these X plates. Okay, we have to observe the time taken by that pulse, okay, to travel towards CRT. Okay, at the same time, time taken by the sound waves through the material. We have to synchronize these two times. Then only you will get proper display on the CRT. Okay, how to sync these two things? We need an element that is synchronized. With the help of synchronizer, we are synchronizing the time of these pulses. Here sound wave, and at the same time pulse between these X plates. Then only you will get the correct reading. Next, sweep generators. What is sweep generators? Okay, here sweep generator is the output of the synchronizer. Sweep generator is the output of the synchronizer. You know that. See this block diagram. The output of the synchronizer is the input of the sweep generator. Here in sweep generator, we have a rectifier. You know what is the use of rectifier? It converts the AC current into DC current. You know that. Okay. Here also, the rectifier circuits only allows the positive half cycle. Means we are giving voltage pulses. Okay. If you give the voltage AC current, okay, AC supply, okay, it only allows positive half and it suppresses the negative half. Okay, the output voltage is applied to the X deflection plates. Okay, this causes the bright spots moves left to right only. Okay, what the main purpose of this sweep circuit is, see this is the sweep generator. This sweep generator, the output of the sweep generator is connected to the Y plates of the X plates of the X-ray tube. Here the output of the synchronizer is given to the sweep generator. Here we are arranging a rectifier. The main purpose of the rectifier is it only allows positive signals, positive waves, and the negative waves are suppressed. What is the use of this positive waves? If you only supply the positive waves, okay, the wave always moving from left to right only. Okay, because we are suppresses the negative. Otherwise, the wave always moving from left to right, right to left, left to right, left to right. There's a lot of confusion. For avoiding that confusion, only we are allowing in positive waves, positive pulses. That's why always the display is moving from left to right. Means the electron beam bright the CRT screen in only one way. That is the convenient for our purpose to study the readings of the ultrasonics. Okay, this is the purpose of sweep generator. Okay, one more thing, receiver amplifier, one more element which we have in this pulse ecosystem is receiver amplifier. You know what is the amplifier purpose? It amplifies. Okay, amplifies means it magnifies the parameters. Here the main purpose of amplifier is it can say multi-stage broadband radio frequency amplifier. Okay, the video amplifier amplifies the signals to a level where it can be fed to the Y plates. Here the amplifier is connected to the Y plates. These are the Y plates, these are the X plates. Sweep generator is connected to the X plates and amplifier is connected to the Y plates. These amplifiers amplifies the frequency of the input and gives it amplified frequencies given to the Y plates of the CRT. Okay, for getting better results. These are the main elements in the pulse echo system: pulse generator, transmitter receiver unit, synchronizer, sweep generator, receiver amplifier, CRT displays and transistors. Okay, first the initiation starts from pulse generator. Finally, the reading comes from CRT. Okay, for accurate results and for getting the better results, we are using these elements to synchronize and to increase the efficiency of the pulse echo system. These are the elements. Okay. Next, we study about variables affecting the ultrasonic test. We have different variables which affects the testing. Okay, here we have we have a small classification of the variables affecting the ultrasonic test. Okay, what is the first classification is operator control parameters. Means the variables which can be controlled by operator. Means operator which are who is testing, who is conducting the ultrasonic test can modify these parameters. Okay, second one, the parameters beyond the control of operator. Now we see the parameters beyond the control of operator. Means these things are not under the control of operator. Here we have two variables which are affecting the ultrasonic test. One is operator control, second one is beyond the operator control. Now we see what are the factors which are under control of the operator and which are out of control of the operator. Now the parameters under operator control are the equipment and probe selection. Means the equipment, what kind of equipment is selected for testing an ultrasonic wave, that is under control of operator, because the operator can choose the equipment. Second one, probe, what kind of probe is used for testing, that is also under operator control. Next, testing technique. Means we have different techniques: pulse echo technique and through transmission technique and resonance type of testing. What kind of technique we are adopting, that is also under control of operator. Next, couplant, not coolant. Couplant means we have to provide some oils or liquids between the probe and the surface of the object. Okay, the selection of couplant also depending on the operator who is conducting the ultrasonic test. Next, speed and method of scanning. Okay, how much speed, with which speed we have to operate the probe on the surface of the object, that is decided by the operator. And method of scanning also means in what direction we have to move the probe, that is also under control of the operator. And one more thing, equipment characteristics. Equipment characteristics means time base, pulse length and frequency. What kind of frequency you have to operate, all these are under control of operator. Okay, operator can control all these parameters what I mentioned here. Okay, now we see the parameters which are beyond the control of the operator. Means operator cannot control these parameters. These are the out of control of operator. What are those? Material properties. Material means we are testing an object. Okay, the properties of that particular object, material used for making that object, is not under control of operator. Okay, that is we have that object is undergoes different manufacturing process, and that is manufactured from different materials. So already the quality engineer who is testing that object is only received the object after manufacturing. So the manufacturing process or the material which is used for manufacturing the product not in control of that operator. So that is the first thing. Second one, surface roughness and curvature. Surface roughness means surface finish. Okay, that is also influences the ultrasonic test. That is also not under control of operator. That is depending on the machining process which is adopted for making that product. So that is also not under control of operator. Next, curvature. The shape means the profile of the object also not under control of operator. Geometry, that is. Sometimes the operator get complex object. Okay, sometimes they get easy object, simple object. So that is also not under the influence of operator. Next, velocity and attenuation of sound in materials. Mean how much velocity the sound wave has in the while traveling in the material, and the attenuation means the process of decreasing of effect of intensity of wave. That is also not under control of the operator, because various parameters are influences the attenuation of the sound wave. Okay. Next, acoustic impedance. Acoustic impedance means already I told this concept I explained in previous class. Acoustic impedance means the resistance offered by the material against the sound wave. Means the resistance is not allowing to move the sound wave. How much resistance is applied against the sound wave is nothing but acoustic impedance. This is different for different materials. So this is also not under control of operator. Next, defect characteristics. Means we have so many types of defects under the object. Okay, the characteristics of the defect also not under the control of operator. Means characteristics of defects means size of the defect, shape of the defect, orientation of the defect, the depth of the defect. Okay, acoustic properties of the defect. Okay, these all parameters are not under the control of operator. Okay, these all parameters, material properties, surface roughness, surface curvature, geometry, velocity of wave, and attenuation of sound wave, acoustic impedance, and defect characteristics. All these are the different parameters which influences the ultrasonic test. Okay, you have to keep in mind, because conducting ultrasonic test is not an easy process. Yeah, you think simply you think we have some probe, just moving the probe on the surface of the object, and we are getting display on the CRT, we are getting the results. You think it is a simple process, but the lot of parameters are influencing the testing procedure of the ultrasonics. Sometimes you will get mistakes, you will get wrong information from the display, you get echo without defect because of some reasons, other reasons. If you don't know that other reasons, you might think there is a defect, even there is no defect under the object, because there is a chance for misguidance. So you have to know the all parameters which influences the ultrasonic test before going to test the object under ultrasonics. Okay. And next, one by one, we will see the effect of that parameter on the ultrasonic test. Okay. Now I am only discussing the parameters which are not under control of operator. Now first one, surface condition. So simply you think the surface finish is very, very, very important while conducting the ultrasonic test, because the surface roughness influences the results. Okay, how the surface roughness influences the results? Now you can see this is the surface roughness is nothing but these are the projections and valleys on the surface. In microscopic level, you can observe the some valleys and projections on the surface. This is nothing but surface roughness. The surface roughness is mainly depending on the type of process is operated to manufacturing to making that surface. Okay, what kind of the effects you get because of surface roughness in ultrasonic. Now we see. First one, loss of discontinuity echo. Suppose we are testing this object, this is the probe. There is an air gap because this air gap is due to the surface roughness. Okay, sometimes, okay, you lost the discontinuity, means suppose if you are moving probe on the surface, suppose a discontinuity under this object, sometimes you miss the echo related to that defect because of the surface roughness. Means when you have defect under the object, you can't recognize that defect because you just miss that echo because of this roughness. This roughness misleads you sometimes. Sometimes reduction of back echo surface echo amplitude, means if you are transmitting sound wave, that sound wave transmitted to the material, at the end of the surface again that wave is reversed towards receiver. Okay, same wave is moving throughout the material and again reflected towards the transmitter. Okay, means the wave is moving upward and downward. Sometimes the wave which is back wave, means which is coming from the back surface, okay, the amplitude of that echo is reduced because of surface roughness. Okay, if the wave transmission amplitude is reduced, you might think some defect is there, but there is no defect under the object. This is only caused because of surface roughness. Okay, this is also chances there. And one more thing, the transmission echo width is also increases. Means echo means this is the echo. Okay, this width of this echo is increases. This width of the echo is increases, that increases the resolution. Okay, resulting loss of resolving power because of this by increasing the width of the transmission echo. Okay, sometimes distortion of wave directivity properties, means suppose if you want to send the wave in straight manner, okay, the surface roughness sometimes changes the direction of the wave. If surface roughness is more, okay, it may change the mode of waves. And sometimes generation of surface waves are there. Surface waves means the wave which is propagating along the surface. Okay, sometimes if you create the longitudinal waves, okay, the wave may be mode of wave may be changed because of surface roughness. And one more thing, loss of near surface resolution. Okay, the defects which are nearer to the surface, sometimes you can't identify because of surface roughness. These are the effects of the surface roughness on the ultrasonic testing results. Means sometimes you lost the echo, sometimes the transmission time of sound wave is changes, sometimes the mode of wave is changed, sometimes you lost the power. We have so much of undesirable defects because of this surface roughness. So you have to finish the surface in a clear manner by conducting the ultrasonic waves. Next one parameter is surface contour. Surface contour. Surface contour means the profile or surface curvature. Okay, sometimes this surface contour also affects the ultrasonic results, because sound wave has two properties, reflection and refraction. Okay, these curvatures and these surface contours may cause reflections and refractions. Okay, these refractions and reflection waves may confuse the original result of the ultrasonics. Okay, so it is very difficult to interpret the indications in contoured surfaces and complex. These contoured surfaces are occurred maybe in complex geometries. Suppose, see this. Here we are sending a wave. Okay, sound wave have some divergent portion. This is the divergent portion. Okay, centrally this is the axis of the sound wave. Okay, what happened? The divergent portion is reflected from this surface in this manner. Okay, this changes, it creates some external echo here. Okay, this external echo is because of this surface. This divergent portion of the sound wave causes some reflection from the surface. Okay, that causes the extra echo here. Means secondary reflection is there. This misleads you. Okay, you think this echo is related to defect, but this not echo. This echo is not related to defect because of the complexity of the shape, complexity of shape of the object causes some reflections, some extra reflections that may cause the some extra echoes on the display. Okay, you when you identify those undesirable echoes, okay, if you have knowledge related to the reflection and refractions, then only you can easily identify this echoes, extra echoes, the secondary echoes. Okay, sometimes, okay, because of these surface contours, we just the echoes which are coming from the back wall also disappear. Okay, so we have to take care of these extra echoes. These extra secondary echoes are called ghost echoes. Okay, these ghost echoes create confusion about the defects. Sometimes you will get some illumination, means you might think there is defect, but there is no defect. That extra echo is caused due to the surface contours. And the next one is triangular reflections. Triangular reflections. Triangular reflections means if you are going to test a cylindrical surface, a solid cylinder, if there is a solid cylinder, if you want to test around the surface of the solid cylinder, and if you want to check the surface of the spheres, means ball shaped objects with normal probe. If you are using normal probe for testing cylindrical surfaces and spherical surfaces, then you will get this triangular reflections. See this is a sphere or cylindrical type of surfaces. Here there is because here the shape is like this. Okay, you will get some reflections and reflections from the walls of this cylindrical or spherical surfaces. This creates some triangular reflections. Okay, this misleads you while observing the results, while observing the echoes on the display. See this. This figure shows the triangular reflections because there is a surface contour is different for spherical and cylindrical objects. That's why there is a triangular reflections are there. See this, without side reflections, this echo is like this. Due to the side reflection, the echo is, there is a time gap between these two echoes. Okay, due to the side reflections and mode conversion, sometimes these the cylindrical surfaces causes mode conversion. Means if you apply the longitudinal waves, if you send the longitudinal waves, but because of reflections, that longitudinal waves are converted into transverse waves. Okay, mode of conversion is also there. That is also delays the echoes. Means here we are testing same object. Okay, but we are getting different results because of this triangular reflections. So you should take care while testing cylindrical surface and spherical surfaces with the help of normal probe. Next one, fillets and holes. Sir, while testing some objects, those objects may have fillets. Fillets means you know that at edges we have some curve, that is fillet, and we have some holes on the object, and we have a threaded portion. Maybe that component have some threaded portion inside the object or external of the object. These things also causes the reflections of this sound waves, that also creates a confusion. See this. This is the threaded portion. Okay, if you are sending the waves, there is a threaded hole inside the object. This misleads you. So at this threaded portion, we are arranging some damping while inserting some wire inside the thread. Okay, we are providing some damping to the vibrations. Otherwise, this threaded portion also creates some multi-stage peaks. Means there is, we are getting so much of echoes, multi small echoes are generated, but those we might think those are defects, but those are related to the threaded portion inside the object. Sometimes we have fillets. There is also reflects the sound waves, and we have sometimes we have small holes inside the object. Those are also misleads you. So you have to observe all these things in a clean observation manner. Okay, see this. Sometimes you get cylindrical portions like this. Means the shoulder is increases. Means the diameter of the cylinder is suddenly increases to this level. That is also causes the reflections. Okay, these reflections also confuses you while reading the ultrasonic results. Okay, as I said in previous factor parameter, we are studying of mode conversions because of geometry, complexity of geometry. Okay, there is some mode conversions are there. Mode conversions means if you send longitudinal waves, those are converted into transverse waves or shear waves. Okay, these mode conversions also causes the variation in the echoes in the CRTs. So you have to observe these mode conversions due to geometry. See this. In this object, we have a hole inside. Okay, if even you send longitudinal wave through this object, that longitudinal wave, some of the longitudinal wave is converted into transverse wave, means shear wave. Okay, we have to study this both shear and longitudinal waves while studying the conducting the test on the objects which have complex geometry. Okay. Next parameter influences the testing, that is material characteristics. Okay, because the material properties also influences the testing results. The material properties means density, elastic modulus, metallurgical structures. We have different types of metallurgical structures. You have already studied in metal science. Okay, and inhomogeneity. All these are resulting the results of the ultrasonics. You have, because the metal characteristics are influences the testing. Is also one of the parameter which influences the testing results. If you want to test the composites, okay, we are using different layup techniques for making the composites. Okay, fiber is fiber reinforced in composites, the orientation of fibers. Okay, the bonding procedures of fibers, and the procedure which is used for sticking the laminates of the composites. These are the different things are there. All those things also influence the test results of the ultrasonics, because these parameters influences the attenuation process of the sound waves. Okay, attenuation already you know. The intensity of sound wave may be decreased because of these properties also. Okay, you might think this attenuation is due to the defects. Those are not because of defects, because of metal properties also sometimes you are getting undesirable results, echoes. Next, flaw characteristics. Flaw characteristics means flaw means a defect under the object. Defects under the object. The characteristics of the defects also influences the ultrasonic results. Okay, what are the characteristics of flaw? Flaw size. Sometimes the flaw size may be big or sometimes small. Shape of the flaw and orientation. Sometimes the flaw is in vertical direction. You can't find that vertical flaw by testing in the parallel direction. Means flaw, if your the testing procedure is parallel to the flaw, you can't identify that flaw intensity. Okay, if you test in transverse direction, then only you can recognize that flaw intensity. Okay, sometimes acoustic properties of flaw also different. Acoustic properties means, suppose the surface finish of flaw also affects the ultrasonic results. Suppose the flaw means suppose a blowhole is inside the object. The surface of the blowhole is very smooth. Okay, smooth surface reflects well when compared with the rough surface. Okay, means the surface is very smooth, then automatically you will get good echo. because reflection is high. Sometimes rough surface causes weak reflection. That gives very small echo. Means echo is small, but flaw is big inside the object. We are getting wrong information because of the flaw characteristics. Okay. Sometimes unfavorable orientation of large flaws, means orientation is unfavorable, doesn't allow the beam to reach the back wall, because we are sending the sound waves inside the object. That wave is moved towards the object, and at the back wall of the object it reflects, and we are getting that reflected wave in false echo system. Sometimes this flaw doesn't allow that reflection. Okay, this situation also occurs. In this case, we are using angle probes. We are using angle probes. Later, I will explain what is angle probe. Next parameter, acoustic coupling. Acoustic coupling. This is also one of the parameter influences the ultrasonic test. Coupling means we have to provide some oil or some material between the probe and the surface. Means we are applying while moving the probe on the surface of the object. Okay, there is a medium between the probe and the surface for getting better result. That is called couplant. Okay, there is surface roughness influences the results. Okay, the effect of surface roughness can be minimized by applying the couplant. We are applying some oil between the probe and the surface. Okay, the type of couplant you are using, that is also influences the results of the ultrasonics. Okay, next, false indications. False indication means this contributes to noise in the sound wave, and reverberation of the sound wave, means prolonged sound wave also causes this false indications. Okay, means sometimes you are getting different echoes because these false echoes are due to the, suppose some heavy duty equipment around this object. Okay, that heavy duty equipment also creates some noise, sound. We are using sound wave for testing object, you know that. Okay, a lot of noise is created around the, because you are working, we are testing the object in a heavy in industrial area. Okay, the nearer to our testing, okay, we have a loud noise making equipment is there. The sound waves produced from that equipment also creates disturbance in the testing results. That also gives the false indications. Okay, in that case, we have to isolate the room. We have to avoid the noise from the outside for getting better results. We have to minimize the disturbances from the outside of the test. Okay, interpretation indications. Sometimes interpretation also creates mistakes in the ultrasonic testing results. Means we are getting results. The interpretation of that results also very, very important. Okay, if you properly interpret that results, you will get the proper information regarding the object. The interpretation is wrong, automatically your total testing comes under worse condition. So because you are getting the information related to the defects and discontinuities related in the material. Okay, based on the amplitude of the echoes obtained in the CRT screen, you have to find the flaw location, flaw size, all these things you have to study that. You have to interpret all those things. Okay, sometimes this interpretation also gives false indications. Okay, we have different types of scams in the ultrasonics. Okay, we have some observations while interpret the results. Okay, these are the different defects, indications, various A-scan indications corresponding to the particular defects can be characterized here. Suppose spherical defects are there, gas holes are there inside. An echo from this single defect with dimensions greater than the selected standardized defect size. This is sharp and clear. Okay, suppose this is a single hole, suppose a group of holes are there. Okay, the multi-picked signal is, we are getting multi-picked signal. Okay, a jog type of signal is there. Okay, based on that echo, we can observe the type of defect we have inside the object. We have different types of defects under the object. Sometimes gas holes are there, blow holes are there, volume defects are there, sharp cracks are there. Okay, we have so many defects. Means what kind of defects inside the object we have to observe based on the echoes. Okay, these are the different defects. What the characterization of such defects while conducting the ultrasonic test. Okay, you can study, you can easily understand all these things. This is about different parameters affecting the ultrasonic test. This is very, very important question in examination point of view. Okay, just remember these side headings in proper manner. Okay, few lines are enough to write about those parameters which influences the ultrasonic test. This is a repeated question. Please keep in mind. Okay, the next one is ultrasonic testing methods. We have different methods for conducting the ultrasonic test. Some important methods are 3 types. Those are pulse echo method, through transmission method, and resonance method. Okay, pulse echo method, through transmission method, and resonance method. These are the methods used in ultrasonic test. Okay, I will explain about these methods in next class. If you have, okay, interpretation means, sir, interpret, after getting results, you have to expect the defect. You have to study the defect. The process of studying of defect is nothing but interpretation, means prediction. Suppose there, if you get an echo, okay, in the CRT, echo indicates some defects in the object. Okay, we have different types of defects in the object. That may be some hole, crack, some other foreign inclusion is there, some other materials, some metallurgical structure defects are there. So many different types of defects are there. But what kind of defect that can be represented by that echo, you should study that. You have to interpret that. Interpretation means exact meaning is you are finally concluding about the defects under the object based on the results. That is the interpretation. Okay, sir. Okay, later in next class I will explain the methods of the ultrasonic waves. If you have doubts, any doubts, please raise your doubts. I will unmute you. Okay, please unmute yourself and ask me if you have any doubts. I'm allowing you to unmute. Please, if you have any doubts, please raise your doubts. సార్ ఏమైనా డౌట్లు ఉంటే అడగడం. సార్ ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ అంటే ఏం లేదమ్మా, రిజల్ట్స్ ని బేస్ చేసుకుని అక్కడ ఉన్న డిఫెక్ట్ ని మనం అనలైజ్ చేయడం అన్నమాట, అంటే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డిఫెక్ట్ అనేది. ఓకే, మనకు వచ్చేది ఒక సింపుల్ ఎకో మాత్రమే. అవి ఎకోని బేస్ చేసుకుని మనం ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ డిఫెక్ట్ ఉందనేది మనం ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేయాలి దాన్ని. ఓకే, అది ప్రాపర్ ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఒకడు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ పర్సన్ ప్రాపర్ గా దాన్ని ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేయగలడు. ఓకే, అదే ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అనుకోండి, ఓకే, అతను ఒకటి అనుకుంటే వేరే డిఫెక్ట్ ఉండొచ్చు. సార్ ఎవడరా వాడు ఏవన్? సరే అమ్మా,
సారీ సార్.
ఓకే, మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్
Sorry,
ఉంటే
sir,
raise
చూసుకోవాలి.
చేయండి అమ్మా. ఓకే, డోంట్ వరీ. సార్ ప్లీజ్ రైజ్ యువర్ డౌట్స్, అదర్వైజ్ ఐ విల్ క్లోజ్ ది సెషన్. ఓకే అమ్మా, థ్యాంక్ యూ.